Hello dear friends, my name is Qasim Ariani from the website of BIM-LEARN.com and I hope you are doing well. That in this video we're gonna tell you how to work with the Dynamo as a visual programming platform as the elementary level, and then we will continue the videos in intermediate and advanced level. But you should have watched the elementary level if you wanna continue the videos from intermediate and advanced level. At first, I should mention that Dynamo is an open source visual programming platform for designers. But why we call it visual programming? It's because of not involving in writing any script, codes, and programming, and its complications, and it is very easy to understand and use it than other applications, for example Visual Studio, Python, and other specific programming applications, in a way that the codes have been already compiled, in a way that visual programming replaces code with nodes and wires that you should just connect the inputs and outputs, which we learn about them later. So by this way you can write on a script without knowing language programming. All in all, the process of using Dynamo is a very easy and standard process, in a way that you are interacting with a machine to design your models. For example, you need a specific language to just create these doors, but unlikely in Dynamo. Firstly, you can choose your intended doors and then put them wherever you want, and then apply your parameters on the doors or other elements like floors, levels, windows, and stuff like that, and then just put these elements together so you are interacting with the machine. For example, people in USA use English to interact with each other, or others in Spanish use Spanish. You know, it's a kind of specific language to use it and interact with a machine or a person or whatever. But as you know, Revit is a powerful platform for the designers, so why should we use Dynamo? Right now I'm gonna give you a simple example to answer this question. We all know that cartographers used to design on papers at first, and after that just CAD showed up and then took a turns as a tool for cartographers. But why CAD? Because it was pretty easy to accomplish and with more quality. Anyway, after that some 3D application showed up that it also provided two-dimensional designs. Actually, we are talking about constructional examples. And then in continue, constructions were designed in a three-dimensional forms by using CAD. But as you know, these days everything has changed in a way that in nowadays application you're able to design smartly everything. For example, here doors and walls are smart, that we can consider all of the parameters and elements simultaneously or at the very same time. But actually, despite all of these capabilities in Revit, we still got some weak points. For example, sometimes you want to get some parameters from the wall and then give them to the doors. So Revit can't do this. You should do it in a manual way. For example, at first you should select the walls. For example, here in comments you write this as W1, and then you want to give these comments to the doors as well. So in this way you should choose each of these doors and then give the parameter one by one. But it takes a very long time to add a comment to all of these doors. Or another example if I want to give you here is, here as you can see we got some doors and walls from different types, and right now I'm gonna create a table to extract the types of the walls and doors we got in the project. But we cannot do this in Revit as well, so we should do it in a manual way. You can solve these problems in the Dynamo. So I launched the Dynamo to give you some examples and then see how it can help you and maybe it appeals to you. So anyway, I opened this file which I had already created it. Here, for example, we got the doors, and this whole is called a script, which we will talk about it later. Let me just bring the window here. So to extract the types of the walls and doors, I click here. For example, I select this table, and then I put the door in the table like this. And then here I select my model elements, and here I got some parameters which I want to increase them or extend it to other elements. So just be careful, just the parameters, not the lines. And then at the below of the page I select the door. Right now if I click on run, it will create the types of the doors smartly itself. Check this out. But just suppose that if you want to do this process in a great project, it may take a long time. But right now we just did this with 3 clicks in a couple of minutes, and we have specified a script for it which we can use it for good. Or another example. For example, in this example, I wanna create some structural framing just on the doors and windows. For example, here we just got doors, not windows, so I freeze the window. You will learn this later, so right now just let me to find the structural framing types. Right now here you can choose your intended types. I specify the framing types, and then I click on run. After that, it will create some structural framing types, framing on the doors. Check this out. Let me transparent the walls to just check out the structural framing. Look, right now we just applied the structural framing on all of the doors, and as you can see we applied offset according to the size of the doors for make it practical. And here also you can choose your specific beam except the default one. So just suppose this in a big project, how much time it takes to apply these changes. But right now we just wrote a script for it and then applied it to all of them, which we can use it for good. These were 2 simple examples of the function of the Dynamo in BIM. But you may ask yourself, what is the difference between Dynamo and Grasshopper and Rhino? We will talk about all of them in next video.